Good morning. Happy Friday. And I am claiming a blessed weekend for everyone joining me and about to watch this video later as well. It's Julie Murphy. I am with Arizona Farm Bureau. What was that pause for? I feel like I almost forgot. No. It's our typical Talk to a Farmer, Talk to a Rancher Friday. And this period of time, we're doing a series, Hello HD Farmers Market AZ, yay. And we do a series because it's fun to do and it's easy to coordinate, where we kind of feature a certain segment of agriculture. Right now it's our small farm, family farms, and or our agritainment, our direct market farms, which are so important in the whole mix of all the farming, especially when it comes to interviewing people like Mandy Kirkendall from Apple Annie's, who I'm about to bring her in. All of these important questions as it relates to farming and having a direct market farm. So give me a second and we'll see if we can bring her in. And I think there she is.
Hey,
Mandy, hi.
how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time.
No, we didn't. So because of some of our series that we did this last year, we didn't do our typical fall festival or the Christmas. And both Joel and I, Joel Carr, who helps me coordinate this as well, we said, we missed this. Next year, we're going to do the fall festival celebrations on the farms like your own.
Yes,
But
you need to come see us.
yes, absolutely. So again, for those that are joining us live, and there's several that are coming on, this is Mandy Kirkendall. She's with Apple Annie's. She is the daughter of the, can I say the famous Annie, your mom?
Yeah, I do.
Good. I saw a great picture of you and your mom on your Facebook post recently, and it just made my heart happy.
Oh, thanks.
How's your mom and dad doing?
They're doing great. They're trying to retire, but like my dad says, that we just keep making them go to work.
Well, it's probably a good thing, right?
Yes, yeah,
I
it
kind
keeps
of,
them busy.
my dad is thoroughly and fully a retired farmer, enjoying his retirement, but boy, it's easy to get him talking about farming and giving insights on all sorts of things. And, you know, I've logged him into my Facebook account so that he can see what's going on. And every once in a while he'll say, oh, I haven't talked to so-and-so. And of course it's another farmer. So he'll give him a call and he'll say, hey, how's things going? So he stays connected to farming, even though he's not farming at all. Well, Mandy, as I was telling everybody as I started this live, we're kind of featuring our direct market retail farmers. You're one of our most famous here in the state of Arizona, Apple Annie's in the Wilcox area. Everyone that, if you've never been there, it's kind of an institution. So you need to go to Apple Annie's in Wilcox. And it's easy. You guys are right off the freeway. It's not that hard to find. And you draw the public on a regular basis. So I kind of want to talk in terms of what it's like to manage / run a retail business farm, direct market farm versus quote unquote the traditional farm. So what's your take on that? I know you guys have always been retail, correct? I don't think you've ever done just
We've
typical.
done some wholesale, mostly
Okay.
not really with our fruit, but with some of our baked goods and things like that. And we started out, when we got started, we were selling to Costco with our apple cider and our apple bread. We've totally gotten out of that. But as far as the growing goes, just such a difference between, regular farming and the retail part of it. Like we're doing, with regular farming, you're just growing and selling to
Right.
wholesale, and you're not dealing necessarily with the customer directly. The customer's not coming onto your property and picking the vegetables, and so ours is more relationship driven with the customer directly coming onto the farm.
That's so true. And I can speak to that, having grown up and then even partnered with my parents on a quote unquote more traditional farm. We were driven by the commodity prices on the main market, whether that was cotton, wheat, and alfalfa. We didn't have any customer connections or interactions as it related to the farm. Mother grew a garden, but any excess produce, she'd always give that away. So she might have had a little bit of that experience, but it was usually family or neighbors. So what you do at Apple Annie's is amazing. It's quite unique, and it's very important. How many years now have you guys been in business?
We're excited. This is our 40th year we're celebrating this year. So we have some exciting things going on with some new items we're making in our bakery to celebrate this year, and some new events we'll be putting on in celebration of that.
Oh, awesome. Well, talk about the most important aspects of opening your farm to the public, Mandy, and especially, certainly in your role, some of the issues I know, safety and
Absolutely. Safety is huge. Every time we want to add something, we need to look at it, from the safety point of view. With the customers coming on, you have liability, hay rides can be dangerous, going through the different trellis wires through the orchard. We've done that some, but that's caused problems with people running into them. So the safety education, we're really trying to educate people when they come out there, where their food comes from. So many people haven't seen that before, as we all know, and people are coming out there and the apples come from the trees, not the grocery store.
Right. Oh, that's so good. One other thing you've talked about is the consistency. You have to be consistent for your customers, and that's consistent in quality, consistent in availability. I'm telling you, when they come on, there's an expectation.
Which is tough.
You have apples right now.
Right, they're seasonal, and we have weather impacts everything, so our crops are different each year, but they expect to still come every July and get peaches. Well, I come every year this weekend and get peaches. Or in our baking, doing the pies and stuff, that's hard to be consistent in that, with the different seasons and different fruit being available, and adjusting recipes as needed, because people notice if anything's different, for sure.
You talk about brand trust. Talk about that a little bit more.
They're associating, we're a family tradition, and they're associating Apple Annie's with, something that brings back memories for them growing up. So, phone keeps ringing time and time again.
Yes. So, in other words, the brand that you present to the public, it's a trust.
Absolutely. Yeah, we need to create trust with our guests that come on there. And we want them to come back every year.
Yes. And you do have regular customers. I'm one of them.
Oh, yeah, we do. And we have people, being 40 years now, people that came as they were children, and they brought their kids, and now we're going to be getting into the grandkids.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
Crazy.
Well, 40 years. Mm-hmm. What are the unique challenges of a retail direct market farm that are important for our listeners to hear from a retail farm?
Number one, weather. We're just starting to get into frost. It's been so warm these last few days, and looking forward the next few days, we're in the 80s here, and peaches are blooming. We're in full bloom on certain varieties, and this is very early for us. We still have a long frost season ahead. We've had frost all the way into May before. So weather is huge. Okay, if we get all the way through that and have our crops this year, monsoons, too much rain, hail. We've had hail come through and ruin the crops once we get past everything and it's growing. A couple of years ago, we lost pumpkins to it. We got all the way to there. And so weather is huge. Labor management, it's hard to, we're bringing in, we're in a small community in Wilcox, bringing in dependable, staff working with our guests, because we are trying to create that trust. We need a great customer experience. So, bringing in all the labor that we need during the season and year round. It's busy. We have our bakery going. The orchards need attention year round.
Yeah. You said something about inventory balance. So that year that you lost your pumpkins, maybe to a frost or whatever it was, did you have to lean on other, because I've heard of this where the farmer will call up another farmer in a different microclimate that maybe didn't experience what she did. So do you guys help each other when that happens?
We did bring in pumpkins that year. our hailstorm was in August, so we were able to have them later in October. Our own pumpkins, they rebloomed, and we were
Okay.
able to get them. But yeah, we did have to bring in pumpkins, apples when we lose our apples or peaches. Trying to get it and sourcing it locally is very difficult. So we are trying to find it from small, not huge commercial orchards, still the smaller orchards. And there's a
Yeah.
couple in Arizona we can still get from, but
Okay.
a lot of times around here, if we have frost, the other close orchards have also had frost.
Right.
And then 2 years ago, we had way too many peaches. We had the hugest crop we've ever had and didn't pick even half of them.
Really?
And yeah, so it's that balance. We had to pay to grow all of them still, and the labor of keeping up the orchards and the thinning, but you can't pick all
Yeah,
of them.
people don't think about inventory balance. They think, okay, well, it's peach season. I want my peaches, but they don't realize so many of the weather impacts. And there are times, to your point, where guess what? You're not going to get to have them this year. One other thing I noticed on Apple Annie's Facebook page is that you guys are actually having to pull out some old trees that aren't producing. And I'm assuming you'll replant, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
we
talk
pulled
about
out
that a
some
little bit.
orchards, some of our original trees that they planted back in like 1982, 83, apple trees we pulled out that weren't producing. The trees they weren't doing well. So we pulled those out, and we order trees a year in advance. So they're grown, a little when we put them in. So we'll be this spring, we'll be replanting more apple trees, adding some different apricots, different varieties, and then some other peach trees as well will be coming in another orchard. So always kind of rotating as the orchards are getting old, or we do have some orchards that are really old that are still doing great.
That's awesome.
Keeping that,
Yeah,
and
and it just
projecting
depends.
ahead that it takes that 2 or 3 years before we're getting any fruit off of that. So kind of a balance there as well.
So our family in Pinal County actually grew pistachio trees, and they weren't really that legitimately productive for something like 8 to 10
So
years.
long.
And
Yeah.
so some trees will start producing
Yeah.
earlier than
Ours
others.
are faster. Well, depends what. But peaches, we have some we planted a couple years ago that we're producing this past year.
Oh, wow.
So they're fast. We have to, watch them. You don't want too much. You don't want to, too heavy of a crop on a young tree. But then cherries, we do have cherries. Those come off in June when we do have them. Those get frost a lot of times, but when we do have them, they're in June. Those trees take much longer, 6-7 years before they're producing well.
Yeah. Wow, cherries. I love cherries. I have to confess, I didn't realize that you guys had cherries. So you have an array of fruit that Arizonans and people that come in to visit can take advantage of, really.
Yeah, just more than, Apple Annie's, the apples, of course, and the peaches, we're known for all that. And then, yeah, like I was mentioning, the apricots, plums, cherries, and, the stone fruits that they're much harder to grow with our climate here. But when we do have them, we have a lot, and they're delicious.
That's awesome. And do I have this right, Mandy? You kind of deal more with the operations and front-facing customer, and then your brother is quote unquote the farmer, right?
Correct. He's doing all the farming with the vegetables, pumpkins, that side of it, as well as he's my dad since he's been retiring more and more each year, doing less. The tree as well, the orchards.
Okay. You're popular today. You've gotten a couple calls, haven't you? That happens to
Well,
me
my
every
family, my husband and son are in Texas hunting, so I'm assuming they want to tell me some exciting news.
They probably got their hunt.
Yep, I meant to text him to tell him I was going to be busy for a while, and I forgot till we were on. But
no worries. What do you like most about what you do?
I love the customers coming on. I love seeing them, get out of the car, and there's all this wide open space and these great smells. We're making pies and apple bread and donuts as they're walking up. So that hits you first, and, just being there and watching the people enjoy themselves and hearing from customers. We get thank you cards in the mail, just how much fun they had and how much it meant to them to get away with their family for the weekend or for the day and do that.
Well, and you also say that customers will come up to you and say, I came here as a child, now I'm bringing my kids or my grandkids. I mean, 3 generations basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting to that, and and they come multiple times a year, and that's an honor to have people include us in that in their families.
Yeah. That's awesome. Um, Talk about the future of Apple Annie's. We kind of
Hmm.
alluded to some of it just
Hmm.
because of what we covered, but what can customers expect in high high sales pitch on my part? Anybody that has not been to Apple Annie's yet needs to go. Like I said, it's kind of an institution in Arizona, certainly Arizona agriculture.
Yeah, well, we want to just continue what we are doing. We like what we're doing, producing the best fruits and vegetables we can, and trying, coming up with new variety, not coming up, but planting new varieties that do well here to have more options for people and more reason for them to come back. So we're going to continue focusing on that. This year's a big anniversary for us. So we're, like I said, some new bakery items will be coming out, and new things to do, just little activities in celebration of our anniversary this year. And then we'll just continue as long as we can, keeping it in the family. And hopefully our children want to come back and do this someday and just keep it going.
Yes. Okay. So I think you're in the country store. Can you
I
give
am.
a walkabout?
Yeah, we haven't done this before. So we're open year round here, only for maybe.
Oh,
Okay,
here we
so this
go.
is our country store, and we bake pies here every day. We're open 7 days a week. We're starting, well, she's starting pies right now.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah, so you can get those here, and our apple bread, pies and bread here, all of our jarred goods.
Do you guys do apple butter?
We do, we make our own apple butter.
Oh, I love
We have
apple
old
butter.
fashioned, then we do a sugar-free one as well.
Mm,
Salsas, preserves, and then we have a cute little gift shop.
I love it.
So
Yeah.
yeah, lots of fun stuff. We have a lot of Arizona gifts. We're, like you said, we're right off the freeway here at this location. We're right off I-10, so we have a lot of Arizona themed stuff. Then also lots of gifts for local people that are stopping by. Our homemade fudge we have here at our counter.
Mm,
People come in and just get a piece of pie and ice cream. Use the bathrooms and go on. So it's a nice stop right off the freeway, even if it's not during the season. We serve lunches here Monday through Friday from just 11 to 1. It's a short little time, but we just do some paninis, some deli sandwiches, some toasted sandwiches.
oh, how fun. And
So yeah.
it's a little bit further away from the actual farm where you can do the U picking, correct?
Yes, it is. We're right off I-10, off the main exit. I mean, well, turn it around. I-10's right there. Can
Oh,
you see?
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
right
yeah.
there. Um, and so to go to the orchard, it's about 7 miles further out north, and then the farm's about 12 miles north of Wilcox.
Okay, good. Well, Mandy, I just am so glad that we connected again, and I love all that you and your family does, and thanks for being so supportive of Arizona agriculture, Arizona Farm Bureau, and all of the
Of
things that
course,
we
we
try to
appreciate
do.
you.
Yeah.
It looks like someone asked a question about pest control
Oh,
issues. Um, we try to use organic methods of pest control as much as we can. But we do get the, codling moths, and we get the stuffed tomatoes, all that stuff. And that's more my brother that handles all that. But that is another huge factor. With a lot of rain, different bugs come out and can ruin a crop real quick. So,
yeah. You can have a crop infestation, and
oh
then
yeah.
and there's a neat thing too that a lot of people don't realize if they're not farming is there's a lot of ways to manage pests through mechanical means, through beneficials. When we say beneficials in farming, we mean the beneficial bugs like the butterflies, the ladybugs, and
Mm-hmm.
some of the other bugs. And then, but even our modern day, now if you're solely organic, um, sometimes the chemical lineup that you can use, they have to fall under the USDA's certified
Mm-hmm.
organic.
Mm-hmm.
But they're called soft pesticides today because they don't even harm the beneficials. They can do a spray, and the ladybugs can be in the field, and everything's okay. But pest infestations can be overwhelming to our farmers,
Absolutely.
and
Oh
it
yeah.
can be the difference between whether you have peaches for your customers to pick or not, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Lots of obstacles out there.
Yeah. Well, Mandy, thanks for all you do, and tell your brother thanks for farming, and tell your mom and dad hi, and yell if you ever need anything from Arizona Farm Bureau.
I will. Thank you so much.
All right. And
All right.
hopefully we're hearing about a successful hunt from your husband.
Yes, I will call them right away.
Okay. All right.
All
Take
right. Thanks.
care.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.